We're getting straight into this one because it is cold in my garage, and oh my gosh, WWE have done it again! Right when you think they can't make it even worse, they keep having these batches of releases. You know, obviously just like 2 weeks ago, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, Nia Jax, and others released. They just can't keep outdoing themselves. We've got 8 more superstars to add to the list, and they're all baffling. Let's start off with possibly the most baffling and the most upsetting on the list. John Morrison has been released from the WWE. This is just... They broke up Miz and Morrison like, what, a month and a half ago? I made a video on it a while ago, I think. Miz went off to Dancing with the Stars, so it's like, okay, John Morrison's not going to do a whole lot until the Miz gets back, because then we've got this genuine story. Miz and John Morrison have been partners for years, and have been friends for years, and Miz turned on him, and we're going to get Miz, and no, actually, we're going to release John Morrison. John Morrison is one of the best in-ring performers in the world, and you're not doing a thing with him. I understand that you're not doing anything with him until Miz gets back, but Miz should be back soon now. But Miz is going to come back, and he can't feud with Morrison because Morrison's gone! Speaking of baffling, right? A couple weeks ago, B-Fab was released from her contract. A member of Hit Row who debuted, what, 2 weeks before all the releases? All of a sudden, B-Fab from Hit Row is released. She just signed a new contract a week before her release. Now they got rid of all of Hit Row. That's right, folks. Hit Row, who just debuted on SmackDown no more than a month ago, they're this new top act. They've already had a couple feuds. They've got a thing with Sami Zayn going. They've got this weird feud that I wasn't super into between Jinder Mahal and Shanky of all people. All of a sudden, Ashanti Theodonis, Isaiah Swerve Scott, and Top Dollar, one of the just so much potential as Hit Row in the WWE, all gone. And right, these just John Morrison's is heartbreaking. Hit Row's is just makes no sense. But we've got 2 in a row that are just going to be heartbreaking. First off, Tegan Knox. She came back to NXT from like her 3rd knee injury. She's had one of the hardest times in the WWE, but she keeps coming back. She keeps, overcoming these injuries to get to the WWE, the promised land in some people's eyes. She gets back to NXT. She makes her return. I think it was like Great American Bash. She confronted Candice LeRae. All of a sudden, like 2 days later, her and Shotzi Blackheart call her up to the main roster, do nothing as a team. They get split apart. Tegan Knox gets drafted to Raw. Doesn't show up on Raw once, and now Tegan Knox is added to the list of releases here in 2021. And this one just breaks my heart. We all remember the very first batch right when the pandemic started in 2020, when it was Black Wednesday, as us wrestling fans know it as, when they released like 40 or so wrestlers. Drake Maverick, formerly known as Rockstar Spud, he was one of the first people announced of the cuts. He posted a heartbreaking video of him, very emotional. He was tearing up, he was crying. All wrestling fans' hearts just shattered into a million pieces around the world. He just wanted to be in WWE, he was finally there, but he got released, and then they ended up rehiring him. They put him in the NXT Cruiserweight Championship tournament. And now Drake Maverick's gone again. First off, he was just brought back up to Raw like a month ago, chucked right into the 24/7 title picture, which honestly I'm fine with, because Drake Maverick was so hilarious in those segments. He's been doing a good job with this one too. Drake Maverick, for the 2nd time in a year and a half, has been released. There's going to be a video soon, and we're all going to watch it, and it's going to break all of our hearts once again. And finally, the last 2 aren't necessarily surprising, but they still are upsetting, at least one of them. Shane Thorne, formerly known as everybody's favorite goofball from Retribution Slapjack, just didn't have a chance. He came up with Retribution, he was Slapjack, and I just realized every member of Retribution, with the exception of T-Bar and, Ali, if you want to count him, they're still in the WWE. Everybody else, Mercedes Martinez, gone. Mia Yim, gone. Now Shane Thorne, formerly known as Slapjack, formerly known as probably someone else, formerly known as the Australian Jungle Man, or whatever that tease gimmick was. Shane Thorne he never really had a chance, and it's not his fault. He's very talented. I can't wait to see what he does elsewhere. And finally, maybe the least surprising and the least upsetting, to be honest, on this list, Jaxson Ryker. Jaxson Ryker, we're not going to get into it, but Jaxson Ryker is a heat magnet. Everybody's got their beliefs, but the way you go about it, you shouldn't go about it the way Jaxson Ryker does. And it's kind of surprising he wasn't released, in some of the other batches. I don't wish anybody to get fired, but if there's anybody on this list that I'm not necessarily super upset about, that's Jaxson Ryker. Yes, that is it. I'm sorry about this frantic pace in this video, but A, it is cold in my garage. B, I'm just so baffled and just genuinely heartbroken because John Morrison gone, Hit Row gone, so many incredibly talented athletes, and Jaxson Ryker all gone. It's just getting to the point, right? I'm a WWE fan for life. I'm a wrestling fan. I support WWE. I support AEW. I support everyone else. At least I want to support WWE, but they're just trying to make it hard. At this point, come WrestleMania 40, it's going to be Roman Reigns versus probably Paul Heyman, and that's going to be the main event because every other roster member is going to be gone. So I thank you guys for watching this very not planned video at all. I was just doing some Christmas shopping. All of a sudden, this is the first thing I see, so I gotta come out here, I gotta make a video about it, I gotta talk about it with you guys. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm just genuinely heartbroken, but at this point, we just feel this so much. It's to the point where we just have batch after batch after batch of just so many talented men and women released from their contracts who could be doing so much more, especially a guy like John Morrison, who probably would have loved to end his career there, and I would have loved to see it. Instead, John Morrison's gone, but, I hoped for the best for all these incredibly talented men and women. Wherever they go, there's so many other places out there. There's AEW, there's Impact, there's New Japan, there's AAA, there's soon Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor would love to sign some of these guys, I assume. There's so many other places for so many of these people to be successful. I thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, news, tier list, shorts, all that kind of stuff and more. I thank you guys for watching. Stay safe out there, stay positive, and I'll see you guys in the next one.